Hi there. In this video I will be showing you the capabilities of Clonable. Clonable is a translation tool made specifically for websites. It creates a copy of your existing website and puts that on a subfolder, a subdomain or a new domain. That copy gets translated automatically, not just when you set it up, but also whenever you make a change to your original website, meaning that your translations will always be up to date. To make sure that your translations are more than just automatically generated, there are plenty of options to fine-tune your clones. First is the clone editor, which allows you to control your website at its front end. You can change text yourself, or you can let Clonable's proofreader go over it if you want, also allowing you to change its formality settings. On the top right corner, you can also change the meta title and meta description. This allows you to control how your translations will show up in search engine results. To make more general rules, you can head over to the translation settings. Here, you can change certain translations from Clonables into your own terms. If you've done some keyword research, for example, this allows you to ensure that those keywords show up in your translated clone. It might also be the case that you have certain terms that you want to exclude from translations completely. Brand or model names, addresses, people's names might all be recognized as normal words, although you would prefer them not to be translated. You can add those terms into the translation exclusions. Image replacements are also possible. If you have a text in your images, Clonable will not be able to translate those. But you can upload a translated image into your own website and fill in both URLs of the images into the image replacements. This will introduce a rule that makes sure that your new images will show instead of the ones on your original website. Clonable also offers a language switcher. If you're using WordPress, we recommend that you configure your language switcher in Clonable's WordPress plugin, as you will not have to manage with code insertions if you do so. Otherwise, you can configure the language switcher in this tab. On the top right, you'll see a preview of how your language switcher will look on your website. In the left column, you're free to configure the language switcher to your own preferences. Next, we have the URL translations. By default, Clonable does not translate the URLs of your website. You can add translations manually, introduce rules for certain parts of your translations, or you can hit the master switch in the top right corner that translates every URL automatically. If you have enabled automatic translations, you're still free to change these when they have been generated. For e-commerce parties, Clonable also offers XML feed translations. For instance, if you want to translate your shopping feed, you can also enter marketplaces in your new country. Webshops also have a payment provider that directs customers back to the webshop once payment is processed. To make sure that they will redirect back to the clone, you might want to configure the payment redirects. Clonable's AI proofreader can be further configured under the tooling option. Here you can give it some context and change its writing style to your own liking. For websites with a search function, Clonable allows you to search for articles or products in the clone's language. You can configure this search field to match the one from your original website. In the advanced settings, you can change any source code in your website. For instance, you can change the analytics ID, make sure your CDN does not interfere with the clone, and much more. But please be advised though, these settings apply to all code that Clonable has access to. So make sure you know what you're doing and that it cannot be solved with any of the other options that Clonable offers. Finally, we have the setup guide. Here, Clonable will guide you through the settings of your clone, including making sure that it gets indexed in search engines. Make sure to follow its recommended steps when you're launching your clone.